कवयांजलि कैरियर इंस्टीट्यूट। आज हम फिजिक्स के क्लास 11th के चैप्टर 1 से शुरुआत करेंगे। चैप्टर 1 बात करता है यूनिट्स एंड मेजरमेंट। इस चैप्टर में सबसे पहला कंसेप्ट जो आता है वो यूनिट्स के बारे में। व्हाट इज यूनिट या व्हाट आर यूनिट्स। तो फर्स्ट वी अंडरस्टैंड कि यूनिट्स कहाँ आती हैं। तो कोई भी ऑब्जेक्ट जो फिजिकल ऑब्जेक्ट है, लेट अस से वी हैव ए बॉक्स। अब इस बॉक्स को हमें मेजर करना है। क्या मेजर करना है इसका? व्हाट वी वांट टू मेजर। तो फर्स्ट वी कैन मेजर इट्स मास। लेट अस से if a person measures its mass and its mass is 2.5 kg. So here we see a number and a symbol in English letters, a kg. So what this numbers and kg represents? So here kg represents its unit. So what is unit? kg is it is a unit. Okay. We bring another person from another continent. It measures its mass as 4.8 lbs. So what is lbs? It's another unit called pound. So kg is a unit, lbs is a unit. Both are units of mass. We bring another person. It weighs 2500 gram. So what is gram? It's another unit. So when we measure a quantity, when we measure an object, then we get a mathematical number and a unit. Mathematical number does not signify itself. So if I say this object has same mass, so this number and this number should be equal because we are measuring mass. So mass cannot be different, and this is also equal to rest of the tools. So all three measurements are equal, but we have different numbers. So when unit changes, the numerical number also changes. So units are kg, lbs and gram. So if I ask what is 1 kg then? What is 1 lb? What is 1 gram? So these are units of mass. What is mass? Mass is a physical quantity. What is physical quantity? Physical quantity is a quantity by which we measure an object. So we are measuring an object. First we measure its mass. Second we can measure its length. We can measure its volume. So these mass, length, volumes are physical quantities by which we are measuring, and kg, lb and gram are units. So what is the definition of unit then? So first we decide what is 1 kg, what is 1 gram, or what is 1 lb, what is 1 pound. So first unit are arbitrarily chosen. How arbitrarily chosen? Like the kings or the presidents of the nations, they talked together and decided that this weight or this mass should be called 1 kg. This is arbitrarily chosen. So unit is arbitrarily chosen. First point. Second point, it is not chosen by one person, it is chosen by internationally. So this arbitrarily chosen is internationally accepted. when we measure any quantity, then we compare what is 1 kg and how many times this box is in the terms of mass. कि mass को यदि हम compare करें तो 1 kg के comparison में इससे कितना गुना भारी है ये? तो it is 2.5 times. We need 2.5 things of this arbitrary chosen quantity. So what is unit? Units are arbitrarily chosen, internationally accepted basic measurement quantities of a physical quantity. So hope units are clear. So what kinds of units are present? Let us see. So there are fundamental units, and second are derived units. What is fundamental unit? So when we build an object, we have different kind of things which does not depend each other. In the similar way, when we measure an object, we have different physical quantities which does not depend on each other. So these independent physical quantities have independent units. So these independent units are called fundamental units. What are the fundamental units then? So first fundamental unit is meter. What is the physical quantity? Its length. So the fundamental unit is meter of physical quantity length. Second is kilogram of mass, and third is second of time. So these three physical quantity does not depend on each other. If you choose 1 meter length of an object, it can has different masses. यदि 1 मीटर लंबा कोई ऑब्जेक्ट हम चूज करते हैं तो उसके अलग अलग मास हो सकते हैं. जैसे आप कॉटन को 1 मीटर लंबे कर लीजिए, उसका वजन ग्राम्स में होगा. आप लकड़ी का एक टुकड़ा ले लीजिए जो 1 मीटर हो, उसी साइज का जिसमें कॉटन थी, उसका वजन अलग होगा. लोहे की रोड ले लेते तो उसका वजन बढ़ता चला जाएगा. तो these are independent. Time is also very independent. So these three are called fundamental units: meter, kg, and cent. What are the derived units? These are the three basic fundamental units. What are the derived units? Using these three units, when we measure another physical quantities or derived physical quantities, then these units are called derived units. So what are derived physical quantities? Like speed. Speed is distance upon time. So distance is measured in minutes and time in second. So using meter and second, we calculated another quantity, speed. So speed is a derived quantity and meter per second is derived units. So there are many quantities like force. It is also mass into acceleration. Acceleration is velocity divided by time. The change in velocity divided by time. So it is m meter per second divided by second. So this will be in kg. Mass in kg. So it will be kg meter per second square. So all the other units which are using fundamental units are called derived units. Unit systems. So in the different part of the world, many persons, the persons or societies or kabilas are choosing different units for the physical quantities. Like, so we have three fundamental physical quantities like length, mass, and third is time. So the length can be measured in centimeter, can be measured in meter, can be measured in feet. Mass can be used in gram, can be measured in kilogram, and can be used in pound. Time in all the societies measured in second. It is also in second and also in second. So a particular region in the world has set of units. Like this is the set of units. It's called CGS, centimeter, gram, and second. This particular set is called MKS, and this particular set is called FPS. So the sets of units which are used for a particular region, which are used for a society of particular region, are called unit systems. Unit system is a set of units. So these three are very popular unit systems in the world. These systems create confusion. Like in India, you pack a food item of certain mass, let us say 2 kg, and you send this item to another society, let us say in Britain, and they are using pound. So when you write 2 kg, and the Britishers will not understand what you have written, what the mass of this food item. So they will convert this 2 kg into the pound system, and then they will understand. In gram system, another you need to convert. So whenever a mass is measured, it needs to be converted according to the local societies, and this will generate another problem. So in 1971, international countries sit together and they decided that we will use the same unit for any physical quantity to remove the ambiguity, to increase the understanding, to increase the homogeneity around the world for a certain mass. So this unit system is called international unit system. So in 1971, in Paris, they sit together and decided that we will use certain units for the physical quantities. This meeting was held in Paris, and in Paris, they speak French and French. So in French, they call it Système Internationale. So the abbreviation, a short form of this unit system is SI, Système Internationale. So what is SI unit system? So SI unit system has 7 fundamental units for the 7 fundamental physical quantities. What are the 7 fundamental physical quantities? So we will write physical quantities and their units. So first, there are 7 fundamental physical quantities. We have earlier studied 3 fundamental physical quantities. तो हमने पहले 3 physical quantities जो fundamental थी पहले पढ़ी हैं. कौन-कौन सी हैं वो? That is mass, length, time. What are the others fundamental physical quantities? This is current, that is temperature, that is substance, amount of substance, is light, luminosity, what are the units of mass? Mass fundamental unit is kg, length is meter, time in second, current in ampere, temperature in Kelvin, amount of substance in mole, and light in candela. So let me give you some brief about the current. Current is electric current flowing in the wires. So we measure in amperes. Temperature is measured in different units like degree Celsius and degree Fahrenheit. These were the old and different societies unit systems. Now we measure in Kelvin. Amount of substance, we are calculating how many molecules or how many atoms are there. So we are calculating in numbers. So mole is a number. Amount of substance in mass we are already calculating, but this represents in numbers. Candela represents when you use a halogen bulb or when you use an LED. So a LED of 9 watt has more brightness than a bulb of 100 watt. So power, the amount of light, amount of luminous does not depend. So on which it depends? It depends how many light rays or photons it has created. So we need different physical quantity rather than current or power. So we use candela for that. So till in 12th we don't use that candela. It is not used because we do not study light luminosity. But when you purchase a LED bulb or a simple bulb, so on LED bulb there is the luminosity power is written there, and this will be in candela. So these are the 7 fundamental units. Along with these 7 fundamental units, there are 2 supplementary units. First is radian, which is for angle. Angle is physical quantity and measured in radian. Earlier we used in degree, like 90 degree is pi by 2 radian. Another is steradian. It is solid angle. What is solid angle? Like an angle made by a cone. Cone is a 3D shape. So 3D shapes create 3D angle. So in 12th class we do not use this. Why these units are supplementary units? Let me explain this with an example. Arc length. What is arc length? Arc is a portion of circle. Like this. Curved path is called arc. So this is an arc. Let us say when we measure this curved path, its distance is s and radius of circle is r. And let us create an angle theta. Okay. So we have a relation s equal to r theta. So arc length formula is s equal to r theta, where r is radius and theta is the angle subtend on the center. Center के ऊपर बनाया गया एंगल है. s arc length है जो कि कर्व पाथ की लेंथ है और r उसकी रेडियस है. तो यहाँ पे यदि यूनिट्स की बात करें तो s is in meters, radius is in meters and theta is in radian. So when you multiply meter into radian, you get just meter. So this unit does not affecting the meters when multiplied or divided. So when a unit is not affecting in multiplication or division, then it is called supplementary units. Otherwise, when you separately use this, it is not multiplied by another unit, then it is like another physical quantity, angular velocity. What is angular velocity? Angular velocity is theta by t. So its unit is radian per second. So the radian is not multiplied by any other quantity, then it will become independent. When you change into the velocity, the formula is same, V equal to R omega. So V is meter per second and R is meter and radian per second. So when you multiply radian into meter, it gives only meter. That's why radian is a supplementary unit. Hope this understands. Hope this clear the supplementary unit idea. The next topic is dimensional formula and equations. So what is dimensions and what are dimension formulas and how the dimensional equations are created and used? What are the dimensions? So dimensions are symbol for the fundamental units or fundamental physical quantities. So these are the symbols for So first physical quantity we have length. Its unit in meter. The symbol is L, capital L. So length L, the symbol is capital L. Second is mass. Its unit is kg and its symbol is capital M. Third, unit is time. So fundamental quantity is time, unit is second and its symbol is T. So we are taking the first letter as a symbol for the physical quantity. When we write any unit into symbols of fundamental units, then this is called dimensional formula in brackets. So how formula is written? Dimensional formula. Let us say you have length, only length. So its unit is m. You can write into this way, bracket and the symbol for the fundamental unit. So this is called dimensional formula for the length. If we want to write for the speed, what will be the dimensional formula? The unit of speed is meter per second. For meter, the symbol is L. For T is time. So we are using LT minus 1. So this is called dimensional formula for the speed. So what is dimensional formula? When you write any physical quantity into the symbols of fundamental units, then this symbolic representation is called dimensional formula. What is dimensional equation? So dimensional equation is like when you write this way, like speed symbol is V and this will be L1 T minus 1. So in this you have a equal to sign. So it is called an equation. Formula is just this part, L1 T minus 1. This is dimensional formula of speed. So when you represent any physical quantities derived or fundamental into the symbols of fundamental units, then it's called dimensional equation. So another example you can say force. The force symbol is F. So what will be the unit of F? It is kg meter per second square. So what will be the formula? So equation, it will be kg represents the mass, meter represents the length, second represents time and its square. So it will be m1 L1 T minus 2. So in a way, in the dimensional equation or dimensional formula, we do not write any symbolic units in division part. So there will be no division part in the dimensional equation. Why the dimensional equations are used? So there are two purposes for using the dimensional equations. So in physics there are many formulae. फिजिक्स में बहुत सारे फॉर्मूले होते हैं, उनकी वैलिडिटी चेक करना कि जो फिजिकल क्वांटिटीज उसमें यूज हुई हैं क्या वो आपस में रिलेटेड हैं, क्या वो सही ढंग से रिलेटेड है, जिसमें कौन सी फिजिकल क्वांटिटी किससे मल्टीप्लाई हो रही है, कौन सी डिवाइड हो रही है, क्या वो सही डिवाइड या मल्टीप्लाई हो रही है। तो उसको चेक करने के लिए हम उस फॉर्मूले की वैलिडिटी चेक डायमेंशनल फॉर्मूला से कर सकते हैं। कैसे कर सकते हैं? तो डायमेंशनल फॉर्मूले में हमारे पास इक्वेशन जो होती है उसमें दो पार्ट होते हैं। एक तो इक्वल टू पार्ट होता है, एक राइट पार्ट होता है जिसके अंदर ब्रैकेट के अंदर कुछ सिंबल्स में लिखी जाती है यहाँ पे क्वांटिटीज पावर ए बी से बाहर, और यहाँ पे हमारे पास एक फिजिकल क्वांटिटी लिखी जाती है। तो फिजिकल क्वांटिटी को क्यों मानते हैं? तो ये तो पार्ट है लेफ्ट हैंड साइड का और ये पार्ट है राइट हैंड साइड का। लेफ्ट हैंड साइड एंड राइट हैंड साइड पार्ट। हम लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पार्ट और राइट हैंड साइड पार्ट की डायमेंशंस जो अलग अलग कैलकुलेट करेंगे। तो जैसे हमारे पास एज एन एग्जांपल चलते हैं, तो एग्जांपल काइनेटिक एनर्जी इक्वल टू हाफ एम वी स्क्वायर। तो काइनेटिक एनर्जी का फॉर्मूला में गिवन होता है हाफ एम वी स्क्वायर। तो हमें इसकी वैलिडिटी चेक करनी है, तो हमें लेफ्ट हैंड साइड और राइट हैंड साइड पार्ट को चेक करना पड़ेगा। व्हाट इज लेफ्ट हैंड साइड? तो यहाँ पे यदि एलएचएस पार्ट पे अपन देखें तो इट इज काइनेटिक एनर्जी। तो बेसिकली ये एनर्जी ही होती है, और एनर्जी का डायमेंशनल फॉर्मूला क्या होता है? m1 L2 T minus 2। दिस इज द एलएचएस पार्ट। तो एलएचएस पार्ट की डायमेंशन क्या हुई? डायमेंशन ऑफ एलएचएस ये होगी m1 L2 T minus 2। तो हमने क्या कैलकुलेट किया? हमने डायमेंशन ऑफ एलएचएस कैलकुलेट किया। दूसरा, हम इसी तरह से डायमेंशन ऑफ आरएचएस पार्ट की कैलकुलेट करेंगे। तो हमने पहला पार्ट कैलकुलेट कर लिया है। यहाँ पे आरएचएस क्या है? राइट हैंड साइड में है हाफ एम वी स्क्वायर। उसकी डायमेंशन क्या होगी? डायमेंशन ऑफ आरएचएस। तो नंबर की तो कोई डायमेंशन होती नहीं है, मास की होती है केजी और स्पीड की होती है एल टी माइनस 1 और उसका स्क्वायर। यदि इसको कैलकुलेट करें अपन, यदि कैलकुलेट करें तो आता है m1 L2 T माइनस 2। हमने दोनों पार्ट की डायमेंशंस कैलकुलेट कर ली हैं। तो रिजल्ट क्या आएगा? डायमेंशंस ऑफ आरएचएस एंड एलएचएस आर इक्वल। तो पहली बात है दोनों इक्वल हो जाएंगे। इक्वल का मतलब है कि फॉर्मूला में करेक्ट। जो फॉर्मूला हमें दिया हुआ है, जैसे हाफ mv स्क्वायर है, तो हाफ mv स्क्वायर काइनेटिक एनर्जी के इक्वल हो सकता है, फॉर्मूला करेक्ट हो सकता है। क्यों करेक्ट हो सकता है, क्यों मे पोर्शन क्यों आया, कंफर्म क्यों नहीं है? क्योंकि हो सकता है कि गुना करने पे एनर्जी ना कुछ और आ जाए, लेकिन डायमेंशंस तो सेम आ सकती है, डायमेंशन पोर्शन सेम आ सकता है किसी और को, लेकिन ये चीज सेम नहीं हो, एनर्जी रिप्रेजेंट नहीं कर रही है। तो ये पार्ट इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, नॉट इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट। व्हाट इज इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट दैट कि डायमेंशन ऑफ LHS इक्वल नहीं हो डायमेंशन ऑफ RHS के। यदि LHS और RHS के डायमेंशन इक्वल नहीं है तो क्या होगा, तो ये कंफर्म है, then it is confirmed कि जो फॉर्मूला आपका दिया हुआ है वो इनकरेक्ट है। तो यदि इक्वल आ गया, LHS और RHS पार्ट के डायमेंशन इक्वल आती है, तो फॉर्मूला में करेक्ट हो सकता है, फॉर्मूला सही हो सकता है, फॉर्मूला सही नहीं। लेकिन यदि इक्वल नहीं आती, इसका मतलब ये एब्सोल्युटली क्लियर है कि फॉर्मूला गलत ही है, फॉर्मूला इज रॉन्ग। तो अनइक्वल पार्ट में कंफर्मेशन है, और इसी कंफर्मेशन को अपन चेक कर सकते हैं वैलिडिटी ऑफ फॉर्मूला से। अब हमें तो नहीं पता कौन सा फॉर्मूला सही है, कौन सा फॉर्मूला गलत है, हम लेकिन इस चीज से करेक्ट निकाल सकते हैं।